Welcome back to Teresa's Dead. My name is Teresa and I'm very much alive. I have an awful, garbage, filthy mouth, so viewer discretion is advised, but if you're not into that or weird stuff in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. Y'all, first of all, Happy New Year, babes. Ew. Happy New Year, babies. Seriously, Happy New Year. Hi, how are you? I hope your new year was amazing. I slept through it. Because I'm old, and you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. It was the best. I ate way too much brie and I passed out. And listen, that's the life right there, okay? Anywho's, seriously, I had a lot of brie. A lot. I kind of haven't really been paying attention too much to makeup the last couple of weeks. Why is that? One, I got sick. Two, I got busy. Blah, 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 holidays, blah, blah. Anyway, so when I saw that this was going to be released on January 1st, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to try it. Because as much as I talk smack, I'm going to say it, talk smack about Nars, I kind of love them. I feel like it's a secret, but like they're my secret lover. Like I kind of like love them because they're so basic. And yes, they're cringe. They are so 2012 cringe. They are. But the quality is really good. And when I saw this collection, I don't have a lot of Nars. So I was like, you know what? Why not pick this up? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Nars Orgasm line. It's so funny to say that because this is a product that will never die. So we have an eyeshadow palette along with a face palette. Now there was also a cream blush and I did pick it up, but I picked up the Orgasm shade, not the new one. And the reason why I didn't pick up the new one is because it just didn't really look great for my complexion. So with that said, as you can see, I have done my base. I didn't put the cream blush on only because I kind of really wanted to focus on these products. I will use that cream blush in a future video, but for today, we're just going to be talking about the two brand new things. That said, let me tell you a little bit about these products. Orgasm Foreplay Blush Quad retails for $45. Nars Orgasm Foreplay Blush Quad features 4 blush, highlighter, and contour shades inspired by the best-selling Orgasm, all in a limited edition pink compact. Starting with the first shade, Swinger, which is a gold shimmer, then followed by Orgasm, a peachy pink with a gold shimmer, Orgasm X, a satin deep coral pink, and Orgasm Rush, rosy bronze. So the packaging on both of the products look pretty much identical, and I think they're like they're the same size too, so that's kind of confusing. When you do open her up, you do get a nice full-size mirror here, and here is your little lovely color story. Now, I did use a little bit of bronzer today. I've been using the Trixie Cosmetics bronzer. It's so good. But I am going to use this rosy bronze shade just a little bit, just to kind of make me a rotisserie chicken. So we're going to do that in a second. But let me tell you a little bit about the eyeshadow palette. Orgasm Rising Eyeshadow Palette retails for $49. 9 matte, satin, shimmer, and glitter shades inspired by iconic Orgasm, all in a limited edition pink compact. Starting with Hot Wired, which is a gold shimmer, High Speed, a sparkling opal, Orgasm, a peachy pink with gold shimmer, 7 Heaven, matte sand, Seduce, sparkling amber, Reckless, satin terracotta, Push It, matte warm chestnut, Faster Pussycat, ew, metallic copper, and Galapagos. Really? A bitter chocolate infused with gold. Okay, so those were weird. Those were some weird names, but all right. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. So like I mentioned before, it's the same packaging as the cheek palette. You do get a nice little mirror here. There's your 9-pan color story. And I mean, she's cute. There's nothing else about it. I do like the packaging. I think it's really pretty. It's very sleek. I love this baby pink color, and overall it just kind of has like a very sleek feel. That said, let's jump into the face palette first, and then we're gonna finish off with an eye look. All right, so hi, how are you? I'm great. We're gonna start with this rosy bronze shade first, which is Orgasm Rush, because technically it's meant to be a bronzer shade, interestingly enough. So let's see if it works. Now I'm going to go in with my Sonia G. This is the Niji Pro. She's a big beefy bitch. Like I mentioned, I do have a little bit of product on. This looks on top of it. Oh, okay. She is very pigmented. Okay, all right. She has a nice little sheen to her, which I like. Oh, I like this. Oh, I really fucking like this. This is nice. Oh, she's cute. Okay, so this is the side with it. This is the side without it. She's pretty. She's not too much. She's not too warm. She's just right. I like it. In ways, this kind of reminds me of the Bare Minerals bronzers, in that it kind of feels like a blush and a bronzer had a baby. Really, 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 really like the results of this. So now what I could do, I could use Orgasm, but like, listen, we've all been there, right? So let's go in with this one, which is Orgasm X. And I'm gonna take the reference number 37, very pigmented. Okay, I really fucking like this. The blush formula reminds me of the holiday palette that came out last year that even though the pans were just really messed up, I don't care, I use it all the time. And that's what this formula is reminding me of. It has that baked gelée formula. It's incredibly pigmented, but when you do blend it, it definitely gets softer. So there's no harsh lines, there's no patchiness. Like, I look fucking adorable. This is really, really cute. I'm a fan of this. And I feel like this is all going to end right now because notoriously, NARS highlighters never work for me. They're always too dark. So I am hopeful that this one's gonna work out, but I'm also completely expecting it not to work out. So that said, we're gonna take a fan brush. This is from Lethal Cosmetics. This is their highlight fan brush. Super good. And we are going to just hope. Oh, bitch, it works. Oh, bitch. Okay, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I thought this was gonna be way too dark. No. Oh, I'm in love. Oh man, this is fucking good. This makes me like a pig in shit right now. The highlighter is definitely like a demure alien slut. So I'm gonna see if I can try to build it up. Yeah, okay. You totally build it up and it just, haha, okay. I feel like if I do build it up anymore, I am gonna see a little bit of a cast. So I think for where I have it right now, it's perfect. So if you are like me, uncooked chicken, this can work. Just go in with a light hand. Don't try to build it up too much, otherwise you're gonna have like a clear line on your face. So I'm just, you know what I wanna do? I wanna go in just with a little bit of the actual Orgasm blush, just do it like on the apples of my cheeks, just a little bit. Can't have too much blush, right? It's 2023, who cares? Okay, I am a goddamn queen. I love this. I think this is really cute. Super happy. I pay for this shit full price so far. Just loving every second of it. Eyeshadow palette, don't let me down now. All right, let's move on to the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna use my Kaleidos, my Tone Activator Primer. This has just been, I'm about to say, getting me through life. I guess it has been, right? It's been getting me through life and I regret nothing. Just sorry that it took me so long to realize how wonderful this product is. So this is what she looks like. A pretty basic bitch palette. So I think what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna start with the two mattes, basically putting this middle one, which I think is 7Cs, whatever. I'm gonna put this one, I'm gonna put this one in the crease. No, you know what? I'm gonna put the darker one in the crease and then I'm gonna blend out with the lighter one. Let's switch shit up. Let's switch, I say that fully knowing the fact that it's basically the same shit that I do every time. So as, as I'm going into the pan, very little kick up. So I'm kind of hoping that the fallout is going to be minimal, but we shall see. It's funny, today I was actually gonna shoot a completely different video, but then I was like, you know what, these are new products, let's talk about some new stuff. But I am gonna be doing probably a get ready with me this week, where I'm going to talk a little bit about the changes that are going to be coming. I'll get into it more then, but rest assured there'll still be makeup content on this channel because I love makeup. I love talking about it. And if I can roast something, I will. And if I can praise something, I will. But I think it's just been incredibly difficult to be me. Because of all these policy changes from YouTube. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will just leave a video down below. It's about mass demonetization and yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it more in the get ready with me, but it's been annoying to say the least. Kind of hoping that there is a silver lining in all of this. But it made me start thinking about my content and, you know, other stuff that I want to do. Because as much as I do love makeup, which again, I love makeup, it's never going to change. There are other things that I wanted to do that I haven't had a chance to do. And I'm like, you know what? Now it's the time to do it. Let's throw a bunch of new stuff at the wall. Let's see what sticks. And I really sincerely hope that you're here for the ride. I promise you it's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be boring. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And again, I'll go over it more in detail, but I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And I know you're probably saying, why are you nervous? It's because it's something different, you know? I mean, we now want to go with that later one. It's like, I've been doing the same thing for so long and now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna switch some stuff up. It's a little scary because you don't know if people are gonna want to stick around for it and you kind of hope for the best. So I am hopeful that everything is gonna work out. But it's just been Also just kind of annoying with all these policy changes as well. You're penalized for being who you are. Really, really annoying. So anyway, I'll talk about it more in detail, but I just wanted to let you know that that's coming. And like I said, that was going to be the first video, but this came out and I was like, you know, I kind of want to talk about this stuff first. Because how often does Nars come out with a new orgasm thing? That was a joke. So this is looking pretty good. It's a basic bitch look. Nothing too shabby. I'm gonna take a clean, fluffy blending brush. This is from Bristol's Beauty. This is like their E01DL. And I'm just gonna blend everything. Make it a little bit more soft. I think that's probably my only complaint right now as I'm playing with it, is that this is as deep as it's gonna go in terms of matte shadows. Actually, you know what? Let's try to add this one on the end. It has a little bit of sparkle to it. Not a huge fan of that, but let's see how cute it's gonna look in the outer corner, because right now what I have is fine, but I just want to deepen it up just a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with the rougher number 2. That's her. Okay, that's what I needed. And I have to say, you know what, for a shade that has sparkles attached to it, this is probably the best iteration of it. And by that, I mean the sparkles are not bukkaking my face. Usually when it's matte with sparkles, looking at you, ColourPop, majority of the time the sparkles will literally go everywhere and it just looks like a big old mess. The sparkles are there. They're not flying everywhere, which is amazing. And the sparkles are actually kind of making it a little cute. Usually matte with sparkles, either the sparkles go everywhere and then it's just like a dusty old matte shadow that is impossible to blend. But this one, the sparkles are actually sticking to the matte. That is fucking unheard of in my world. And maybe it's because I haven't tried a lot of good matte with sparkle formula. Highly likely. But this one from Nars though, I'm excited. This is not disappointing me whatsoever. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. That is super fucking seamless. I love it. I'm loving the shit out of this little palette. This is good. So I think I'm going to, oh, that's a good one. Oh, I like that one too. Oh, that's pretty too. You know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try to do the pinks. Let's try with the pinks. Let's see how that works. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of NYX glitter glue. I'm gonna go in with the red shade first, which is Seduced. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm just gonna pretty much just put it for the center of the lid. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Orgasm just in the inner corner. It's not doing anything for me. It's very light and it almost looks like it's tan. I don't like that. And it also kind of created a little bit of fallout. Not a fan. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just take that Seduce shade. We're just gonna cover that up. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like that might be good for an inner corner. So let's do that for that. So I'm adding a little bit of that Orgasm shade in the inner corner. It's kind of almost a little bit too deep to be in the inner corner. I don't know, it kind of has like a weird like tannish kind of a hue. Not a fan of it. So I'm gonna take this shade, which I believe it is Hot Wired, and we're gonna just put that right on top of that, just to make that inner corner a little bit brighter. I'm gonna go back into this darker shade here and just build up the outer corner. Okay, this is looking pretty cute. So what I want to do now is I'm going to line my eyes using this dark shade, and then I'm going to throw on, I was about to say lashes, I don't do that. I'm gonna throw on some mascara and we're gonna come back and talk about this. And here's the completed look. I know, I'm adorable. I love it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the blush palette first. This is the Orgasm Foreplay. It's just such a cringy title, but whatever, it is what it is. I think this is fabulous. I love the Orgasm Rush shade because on my uncooked chicken ass, it really makes for a nice bronzer. Granted, I did have a little bit of bronzer on my face before from Trixie Cosmetics, and I think the marriage of the two, very, very beautiful. Moving on to Orgasm X, I love it. It's such a pretty color. And again, I really love the formula because it just blends so easily and so effortlessly. It really reminds me of the formula that you can find in the holiday palette, and it was a home run palette, so I'm excited to have that. Orgasm, I feel like this is actually my second time really owning Orgasm because I actually wound up biting the bullet and picking it up. It was a drunk purchase because I was like, everybody has it except me. And I bought it. And it's a very beautiful blush. It is a very beautiful blush. I don't mind having an extra one in here. In fact, I feel like I'm actually going to probably pick it up more because of the other shades in this palette. I love the highlighter. The highlighter is very, very beautiful. It's a very subtle alien slut, but an alien slut nonetheless. For $45, this exceeded my expectations and then some. I love this. I think this is fucking fantastic. And it makes me want to pay attention to more blush palettes in the future. So if you were interested interested in picking this up, rest assured, in my opinion, I think the quality is really, really fucking good and you're going to get your money's worth out of it. For uncooked chickens, I feel like this is an all-around really good face palette. That said, moving on to the eyeshadow palette, I love this. Do you really need this though? That's the question. I think formula-wise, I didn't have any issue with the shades with the exception of the shade Orgasm. Kind of feel like it really didn't do much of anything. However, I still want to play with it more. It was over the brown shades and it just looked kind of like brown, orange. It wasn't really pretty. It wasn't really doing anything. So I kind of want to see if I can just use it all over the lid by itself to see if I'm going to appreciate it. But right now, that's probably for me like the dud in the bunch. So the only thing that I did off camera was use this bottom shade, which is Faster Pussycat, which is fucking disgusting. I don't know why that makes me cringe the most, but ew. Anyway, I used that in the lower lash line. It's beautiful. Love it. I love that the shimmer shades are bordering more towards metallic. I have to say, I really actually, ironically enough, really love this brown shade down here. Now it's considered a matte with sparkles. Usually matte with sparkles, in my opinion, are bullshit shades that don't really belong in a palette anywhere. This is probably the best iteration that I have found where the sparkles actually stay intact and they don't fly all over your face. That's probably one of the best things about this palette is that there's little to no fallout, so you don't have any unnecessary glitter bukkake. I think the only shade I really didn't use was a satin shade over here next to the red shade. This is the only one that I really didn't kind of play with. That and, I'm sorry, the top shimmer up here. Those are the two that I really didn't use on my eye. And I look forward to using them because I want to see how the quality is, but swatch-wise, they feel fine. Even though satin shades are another kind of formula that is just not my favorite, I'm curious to see how it is in this palette. So with that said, you know, for $49, it's very expensive, right? That's number one. Number two, when looking at the palette, there is like, a little bit of range here. It's not a lot. I kind of almost wish that there was another darker matte in the palette, only because it would just be easier to line my eyes. I really tried my best to line my eyes with this matte with sparkles. It didn't really work out well for me. So I wish that there was a darker matte in the palette. Other than that, this is another warm tone color story that you probably already have 65 fucking times over in your collection. So do you need it? I don't think it's revolutionary enough to be like, absolutely, this is your one and done. This is the palette that you're gonna use for the rest of your life. I don't think it's that by any means, but I still think it's a really good palette quality wise. Of course, I'm going to give you an update at the end of the month to let you know if I'm still loving it, but right now I'm not mad that I picked it up, but I am low-key happy that I use Ulta points when doing so. In ways, I feel like that is my silver lining in all this. It's like, well, at least I use some points to it. But yeah, if you had to pick between the two, I say the face palette is the way to go. This is nice, but it's not something that you necessarily really need to have. If this does speak to you though, rest assured, the quality so far has been very, very nice. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but in terms of how much use you're gonna get out of it, I think you're gonna get more use out of the face palette than you would the eyeshadow palette. So those are my 2 cents, obviously. But again, I will update you, like I said, at the end of the month to let you know if I'm still loving it. But yeah, I'm actually really curious to use that satin formula, considering I hated the Dior one so much so that I think went off for like a minute and a half on that product in my worst of beauty in 2022. Hated that palette. Anyway, now I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below if you picked up any of these products or if you were going to skip on them. Let me know because I love hearing from you. And with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. As always, feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and YouTube members. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, filthy, trashy, really filthy, really trashy, really gross, really nasty garbage boat afloat. I couldn't do without you. I love your adorable little delicious faces. I just want to gobble you all up so you can live inside my belly and we can be one. And it could be a grand old time. If you want to know what is currently on my face, everything that I talked about, including all the stuff that I put on before the video started, will be linked down below. And I'll see you, little pumpkins, tomorrow. Happy New Year. Bye.